Hey phonies, Crazy Pretzel here. Welcome to another special edition of Cooking with Crazy Pretzel episode 2. And today we are going to experiment on making homemade vanilla extract. Now remember in the last video I talked about how you can make your own vanilla extract at home with bourbon? Well, that's kind of what we're going to do today. So, yeah. Alright, so you will need only a couple ingredients for this. You'll need a gigantic bottle of bourbon, whiskey, or whatever. And you will also need Madagascar vanilla beans, simply organic, whatever. So, at the end of this video, we will do the math calculation to verify if making your homemade vanilla extract is worth the money. I personally believe it is, but like I said, numbers don't lie. We will calculate it toward the end and figure it out together. Because together, we do shit. I don't know. So anyway, all right. I've never made this before, but I found a recipe online. It's basically you need 5 to 6 vanilla beans and 750 mLs of bourbon. We're gonna put it inside of a jar, and you're supposed to you're supposed to store it at least for 4 weeks minimum. Some of the other sites I was seeing was recommending 6 to 12 months, so we'll see. But, yeah. So, anyway, let's get into the exciting action here. Alrighty. I apologize for bad camera work, but whatever. Alright, so like I said, you take your simply organic Madagascar vanilla beans. We gotta pop off the lid here. There's like 2 beans in a container and whatnot. So, what you want to do, and hopefully you guys can see this, I apologize for shitty camera angle, is first you want to take your bean and kind of like prop it out a little bit, straighten it a little bit, whatnot. Then you're going to take your big giant knife here, and you're going to just kind of cut it down like in a slit along the side. You don't want to cut through the bean, but you just want to cut it just a little bit. I recommend sharpening the knife here before you do that. So you're just going to cut into a slit there. And then we're going to open this up a little bit. Like so. I suppose if you wanted to make like baking stuff, you probably could take another knife and scrape the vanilla stuff on the inside and whatnot. But, yeah, we're not going to do that. Because, like I said, we're just making extract. So, we do that. You open it up, then you just take it, cut it in half. Or, in my case, I cut it, like, 4/5 and, or whatever, I don't know. You cut it in half. Alright, we're going to repeat this process, and then we'll go to the next step. Because it's going to take me a few minutes to do this. So, alright, to be continued. Alright, we're back to the live action here on this video. Alright, so as you can see, we have cut up all 6 beans there. Cut them in half and, you know, we sliced them open and sliced up the inside and opened it up a little bit. Now we're going to take our giant bottle of bourbon here. We're going to open it up. Then we're going to take a container that can hold 750 mLs of alcohol, liquid, or whatever, like a mason jar here, fresh from the files of Perry Mason. You know, he used to use these jars to store clues to help him solve cases. I bet you didn't know that. Alright, anyway. Then we're gonna, cheers to you, we're gonna pour in our alcohol here. If you want to pour alcohol faster inside of a bottle, what you do is take the plastic thing off the top of the bottle, and then it will probably pour faster and whatnot. So, but like I said, I didn't do that. So we all get to sit through this here of me pouring in alcohol. This jar holds up to about 800 mLs of liquid and whatnot, so we're pretty much going all the way up to the top. Almost to the top rope of pro wrestling and whatnot. Alright. We're almost there. That's about 700-ish. Maybe a smidge bit more. That's pretty good there. I don't think you have to actually like measure like it to be exact, but yeah, because this isn't like baking. All right, so then you take your multiple vanilla beans that you chopped up. Into the jar they go. Try not to lose one. Then you put this back on here. Make sure it's nice and tight in your mason jar. Shake it up. All right. Alrighty, and then we minimum let that sit for 4 weeks, but at the same time, they said to do 6 to 12 months, but we'll try it again in 4 weeks. Alright, so now we go to the math calculations, if this actually turns out good, if this is worth the investment, versus purchasing store-bought vanilla extract, or, in my case, organic vanilla extract, because it doesn't have the chemicals in it. So let's find out, is it worth the math? Well, the weather may suck outside, but we will still go to our babe of the day and our music of the week, or music of the day, whatever. Our babe of the day is Brittany Palmer, Octagon UFC ring girl, and our music is Super Double Dragon Mission 4. Enjoy. Alright, phonies, the moment you've all been waiting for. Me calculating math to see if making homemade organic vanilla extract is worthwhile. Well, let's see here. This little bottle here of clearly organic, pure vanilla extract cost about, not including tax, maybe about $10 or so. And it's a 60 ml bottle. And the bottle we made back there was a 750 ml jar with 6 vanilla beans in it, Madagascar vanilla beans. All right, so let's do some math here. So we got about $10 equals about 60 mLs, right? So the Simply Organic beans were like $12.99, but let's include some tax or whatnot. Let's say we'll say $14. That was for one jar, which had two beans in it. So I had to buy three of them to equal the 5 to 6 beans that we use, and I used 6. So $14 times 3 little glass jars comes out to about $42. All right, and then the bourbon, I think I spent like $30 for. I wish I saved the receipt, but we'll say $30. I got it at liquor store. So to make what I just made was $72 or whatnot that I have spent so far. Actually, it really would have. Yeah, it was $72. So you might say like, gee, that's a lot of money. Well, here's the thing. That was $42 for 750 mLs, right? So, yeah. So we $72 for 750 mLs. And how many mLs would you have to have of the 60 there to equal the 750? Let's find out with some more math. Mathematics, baby. So we got 60 into 75 there. Goes about one time. So 60 and 150 is about 12. Comes out to 3. So you would make about 12.5 bottles worth. You would make like 12 of these to equal what we just made with that batch, right? So $10. Actually, you know what? Let's be more legit. With tax, it's probably going to come out to like $11. So we'll say 11 times 12. 2 times 1 is 2. So it came out to $132 to $132 roughly to buy 12 of these guys versus $72 that I spent to make the other batch. So we saved like $60, I think. We saved like $62. And check this out, right? So and I actually did this on another page earlier. Let me flip this back over here. So say if it was $10, it was on sale or some shit, right? So like you have $10 for the 60 to make 1,500 mLs, which would be 2 batches, right? So you would spend another $42 to buy 3 more jars, right? So you only spent $114 to make 1,500 mLs worth of vanilla extract, right? So if you were to just buy more of those bottles there, and if it was $10 for one of those, you would have $250 to buy a bunch of these. I think it came out to like 15 bottles or something to equal 2 jars of what I just made. So as you can see, $250 if it was $10 versus $114. Yeah, man, it's like half the price to make like almost double of what you could have made. So yeah, in conclusion, financially, making your homemade vanilla extract makes a hell of a lot of sense, but we will determine in a few weeks if it was worthwhile or not. So to be continued.